This is Molé Mama. Take a journey with me to my kitchen where I recreate some of my sweet Mama Rosa's best Mexican family recipes. I'll share the stories behind my grandma's magical molcajete, guacamole, crunchy tacos, mole, papas and chorizo chimichangas, Kahlua cake, crack cake, and oh, so much more. You'll also get to meet guest chefs as they share the stories behind their yummy recipes. I believe that food is the sixth language of love. And if you're like me, it's your love that makes your food magical. Tune into Molé Mama on Thursdays at 6 p.m. for all the fun and love. You might want to eat first, because this show is going to make you oh so hungry. Que Dios te bendiga, as my mom would say. May God bless you. Hola y bienvenidos. Welcome to Molé Mama Cooking with Love. We drive connection, unity, acceptance, and love across all cultures and generations. So we just want to be very clear that all are welcome here, and we're delighted and grateful to have you listening. You're about to join us for our weekly adventure where we chat about food and all kinds of fun things. And it's going to be especially fun because my primas are back in the house. We'd love for you to check out our YouTube channel where you can learn to make delicioso guacamole, chimichangas, molcajetes de queso y chorizo fundido, crunchy tacos, enchiladas, flour tortillas, and so much more. Private message us if you need any help. We'd love to help you make these recipes successful. And please subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you. And for Mother Teresa, spread love everywhere you go and let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. So the goal of our shows is to leave you happier and smiling and probably craving Mexican food sometimes. And after tonight's show, you might actually want to check out a karaoke machine. So I'm just warning you now. So last week, I was definitely blessed to have my beautiful primas, so that's cousins. They were in the house with me, literally visiting me in San Diego. They're going to be on with us in just a moment. Beautiful Eva Zermeño and Carmen Lopez are here. Well, they're not here. They're in San Francisco. But last week, let me just fill you in on where we left off. They came to visit because we were having a big party on Saturday, a big fiesta. And I basically locked them in my office. I had been cooking all day. I'd made carnitas and Spanish rice and guacamole. And I wouldn't let them go until they finished the show. And my whole house smelled like food, so they were kind of desperate. But now they're in their own homes. And we're going to be talking to them in just a moment about all the fun we had. So, hola, primas, and welcome.
Hola.
Hola.
It's so nice to
Thank you.
It's so nice to have you guys back. It's probably better that you're not locked in my office this week, right?
No, I wish we were still there. Especially if it smelled as good as it smelled.
I know.
Sister, let's catch a plane and let's go back.
Oh, I would love that. Please get back to me. So I wanted to talk to you both about what we did last week because we had so much fun. You guys left on Monday and Tuesday and the rest of the week. I've been like moping around like a puppy. So just like, oh my goodness.
Were we that noisy, prima?
No, because I laugh so much and I smile so much, and it's just always just so much fun to be with you guys. So I thought we could share with our listeners a little bit about what we did, because I mean, we didn't eat any good food, right?
No. Spending the weekend with you, spending the weekend with you, prima, is like a torture chamber. I decided to do a New Year's resolution, and then I saw a post that said January 1st is just too quick. Let's just do, forget about the month of January and start February 1st, which was my idea. But then I couldn't because I was going to go to your place almost March 1st. And that was like all messed up because of all the delicious food you served us. I mean, carnitas, yum. And they were so crunchy and delicious.
So for our listeners,
were.
this is fried pieces of pork yumminess. It really is.
Oh my God. Like I'm still thinking about them.
And I was picking at the little pieces that were left on the side, right? The little tiny pieces that were crunchier. That's what I was
my crumbs?
Pretty much, yeah.
So that's what I allowed you to. That's what I fed you after our show. So we had carnitas and tacos.
Guacamole.
Molé. And then my prima Carmen made my chocolate cupcakes, and you did such a good job. They looked beautiful. Do you want to tell us?
Exactly.
Whatever.
What? Exactly. I know how to make them.
Yeah.
With a little help of direction, but I know how to make them.
Right.
By the way, Prima, by the way, I have to tell you about your cupcakes.
Okay.
So, and I know this is probably like towards the end, of the show, but it's still talking about cupcakes. So obviously you sent me home with a dozen cupcakes. I came through the door and my son, who picked us up from the airport, sees them, and he eats like 6 of them. And we got to eat one and then another one. And by the time poor Lorena was like the next day ready to eat one, there was only one left. And she took it really quick because Charlie had said he was coming back up. So now Charlie says that the cupcakes are very delicious, even the other ones, but we'll get into that after. But his suggestion is make them exactly the same, but except of chocolate cupcake, make them pumpkin.
Interesting.
Pumpkin and cream cheese.
Yeah.
Pumpkin and cream cheese. Sounds like you're going to do it, Carmen.
Leave and chocolate chip. Perfect. I mean, I know. Well, not me. She has to try it first.
No, I think you can try it. You can try it and let us know.
I don't know where to buy pumpkin cake mix. But doesn't that sound good?
It does sound really good. It sounds delicious. That's a great idea.
So I really want to. If I had any cupcakes left over, I would have thrown them at him, but it would have been a waste. But that little skinny kid just scarfed them all down. So thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I mean, so I made you guys dinner, and then the next morning, we're going to just share our journey of fun with our listeners, but the next morning, you guys introduced us to a new restaurant near our house that was so good. Oh my gosh. I had the best pancake with fresas. I know, Prima Eva, you don't like strawberries, but I love them. And cream.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, well.
So
we went from this yummy.
I love strawberries.
And you guys, both had interesting things too there. Didn't you have hollandaise? One of you had hollandaise sauce, I think, with your eggs.
Oh, Emma ordered that. Tell them, sister.
The eggs Benedict, yeah. Yeah, it was the Florentine eggs. The Florentine eggs Benedict. Yeah, they were really good. Very, very
really
good. I don't think I took a picture of it because I was so excited to eat it.
I don't think you did. I looked at the pictures.
I didn't get a picture of it.
So we had this huge breakfast.
It was really good.
And the migas, right? Carmen, you ordered the migas.
Yes.
Which are like,
and those were really good.
I would say migas are like chilaquiles, but very tiny pieces, right? How would you describe the migas?
So I think
little tiny pieces of fried tortillas, like maybe rectangular shape, mixed with after they're fried, you mix it with egg and chorizo or whatever kind of I don't want to say toppings, but whatever you want to add to it. Chorizo. But
I think they were flour tortillas.
Flour tortilla
really,
chips.
you think?
I think so too. I looked at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. because they were really good. We came home and Carlos was like, "Can you make me some of that?" So I had to make that yesterday for him.
That's fantastic. Well, and then we had this huge breakfast / brunch. We came home because this is Friday night. And then my poor primo Carlos, Carmen's husband, we put him to work and he had to barbecue for us. He made us ribs and tri-tip.
Right, but
he was still smelling like smoke yesterday.
He does.
On Thursday night, that's when you did that's when you seasoned the meat. You put the rub on it.
Oh, yes.
I did.
I just posted a picture of that, of you. And then Carmen was making those cupcakes.
She was. I know. She did a good job. And that's all we can say. You have to change the subject.
Yes, I did.
But I forgot that we made him grill, but I did do the rub. I make a dry rub for our ribs, and it's spicy. I use all different types of chilies, and as well as garlic and onions. And I use tajin, which is a Mexican spice that has lemon or limes in it. So I think it gives the ribs a really interesting flavor, but we just did a dry rub, and then he did a fabulous job of grilling. And I had marinated the tri-tip, which is beef. They're big chunks of beef that we can get in California. I'm not sure you can get them all over the country yet, but so delicious to grill, and they were so good. And my prima Carmen put together the garlic bread for us. So we had some garlic toasted bread. It was had so much butter. Prima, you did good on the butter.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if I was doing it right, but thank you.
You did a great job.
It was good.
It was good. It was really good. It was fun. It was really fun. And then my hubby's birthday party was on Saturday. And so Saturday at 1:00, and oh my gosh, you guys, it was, I think for me, it was one of the best parties I've ever been to in my life. And the reason why I feel that way is because everybody that I saw, especially my husband, once the party got started, was just smiling from ear to ear. To me, that is right. That just, I guess for me, when you have a celebration and you see people smiling, to me, that is yes, it's people are here, they're present, they're having a good time. So it was just so much fun. And I don't know, Primas, do you want to elaborate on what we did? I mean, tell our listeners about what we did, because you guys were such a huge part of the celebration and who was here. So
a lot of people I didn't know were there. Well, we were there. And some people we did know, and some of Sean's, friends from high school. We met some of his friends from high school. That was a lot of fun to hear a few of Sean's stories, and of course his brother and his family, Wyatt, and his in-laws and the kids. Oh, they were so darling.
My God, I love the kids.
And then, of course, we had master artist, cookie maker, Alicia, the Alicias, and her wonderful mother, who taught her how to bake.
Oh, I love them.
Yes, they're and then Tracy, and her children, who are your old neighbors. Just wonderful people. Us and my honey came on Saturday. I was so happy when he came over to visit.
We know.
And our friend Lupita and Ray, also from here, who drove south, and Christina, my other kind of sort of adopted niece to our family. Carmen, right? Christina's like our new niece.
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember who else I knew.
Well, I think we had invited about 60 people. I think we got pretty close to that. And I think what I love and what you're highlighting is that we had people from very different parts of our lives. There were people that my husband went to high school with that I hadn't met. And my beautiful primas, of course, that came from San Francisco, and other friends who came from San Francisco. And then and other people that are from San Diego that we've recently met or connected with. And everybody connected and got along. It was interactive.
Yes.
Yeah, well, one of the things that if you don't mind my saying, is that I think the bunch of people that you had at the party were ever so friendly and wanted to know each other, that they had no problem walking by somebody and going, "Excuse me, how do you know Sean and Diana?" And you just automatically became acquainted with everybody that was there. And so when people would say goodbye, they wouldn't just go up and say goodbye to you and Sean, prima. They would go by and say bye to everybody.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting you, which I thought was awesome. Who does that?
No, it was
and then Carmen was doing the name tags was a great idea. And then my sister Carmen decided to write person's name.
No, that was
Prima's. After it.
That was Prima's idea, and so I just helped with the captions.
So we need to tell our listeners.
Well, you were right. You're writing the captions.
Well, those two are fighting with each other. Let me share with our listeners what we did. We had a great table. I had Veronica help me decorate, which she did a great job. But we had a table with a memory book for my husband with a Polaroid camera. So we had people take their pictures of themselves next to my hubby's sign that said, "It took 50 years to look this good." And it was really cute emoji of him.
Oh,
and then they had to glue it in the book and write something to him. And then as well as do a name tag. And so I started this. My husband has 4 wives, and 3 of his wives were at the party. One could not make it. And so so Carmen and I, when I did my name tag as wifey number 1, which I am. And then Carmen and Eva, you guys can sort out how to tell our listeners what you two ended up doing to each other.
Well, prima, come on. I wrote, after you wrote yours, that's when the whole thing started.
Okay.
When I saw you write Diana, wifey number 1, and I thought, well, Sister Eva's not around, so I get to be number 2. So there. And so, of course, I was like, Carmen, wife number 2, La Chula, which means the cute one, right? And so then here comes the little sassy one. That's what I should have put on there, right, for her.
Yes,
but she got really angry that I was number 2. And so then she goes 2. And I think she went into a corner and kind of said some words, or who knows. I saw some hand signs going up. And then she came back and said, "Fine, I'll be wife number 4 because you saved the best for last." And I thought, okay. And so she let me have the honors of doing her name tag. Perfect. I don't mind. So I wrote Eva, wife number ? Because I'm not going to let her be last. Ha, ha. And then what else? Oh, well, what did I say? Oh, her name was the one of the other ones. So there. So she wasn't the last one. She was one of the other ones.
That's
and then we had other people coming in. Yes. So Jackie would have been wife number 3, the fallen one.
Yeah, okay. Because she couldn't make it, but just for our listeners, so you understand that when you get married in a Mexican family, you ended up with more than one wife, because when my hubby married me, it was a group deal. So he got
Everybody wants to boss him around. That's right. Sean, help me.
Yeah, my primas and my dear friend in New Jersey. So he has many wives. So anyway, but so we kind of started a trend. So people are doing their name tags and they're writing funny things, and it was fun. And I would highly recommend that if any listeners, if you're planning a birthday party, we're going to have a lot of people that don't know each other. Doing name tags is a great idea. It really helps, I think, from an icebreaker.
It really did.
You know what, Prima? I'm sorry, Prima. I have to interrupt you because the way you came up, I just remembered, the way you came up with the idea of giving us names was that you said, write something that connects you to Sean.
Right.
And that's how it started with wife number one, La Hermosa, That's how all that started.
Okay, yes, I am guilty of...
And that's a great idea. So I'm sorry, continue saying what you were saying. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. I was just trying to share with our listeners that I do think that, doing name tags and then if it is somebody's special birthday, doing a memory book, I think is really cute. And that was the woman who helped with the decorations, her idea, but it was darling. And I didn't know that Polaroid cameras are actually a thing that are coming back. Like they're a fun thing. Like I didn't even know how to use it.
Yeah.
And that was a great one.
Yeah, it was really fun to have a Polaroid camera. All right, so let's talk about
small pictures.
Yeah, really small, but they were fun. They were fun to do.
Perfect.
So let's talk about the food. Because Daniela's Kitchen, we've had her on the show before. She makes these amazing cakes and cupcakes, and she did the desserts for us. And oh my gosh, she made a chubby unicorn carrot cake. It is so cute. Yeah, it was so cute. It was so cute, and it was so delicious. I had 2 pieces the day of the party. It was that good.
Yeah, it was really good. It was so moist. It had all the different, you can taste all the different flavors that she had in there because it wasn't like one was overpowering the other, but the best thing about it, you want a carrot cake to be moist, and that's definitely what it was.
It was moist. Yeah, and the pineapples and the walnut. I mean, it was just the bomb. It was so good. And then do one of you want to tell our listeners about the other cake that she made? Because that thing was amazing, too.
Oh,
the candy cake.
The chocolate palooza cake. Snickers, Oreos, M&Ms. What else did it have? Kit Kats.
Twix.
I pulled some of the Snickers off, and like Prima said, the next day I was just getting chunks of that chocolate cake. It was amazing. And the cupcakes too. I had one of the maple bacon. Oh, it was I love bacon on anything. That was so good.
Well,
maple bacon.
Can I interrupt you, sister? I'm sorry. So I love bacon. There's no doubt about it. But I don't think I've even had chocolate covered bacon because to me it just is like a weird thing. And so I can't remember Sean's friend that was there, Prima, that he says, like, you have to try this bacon cupcake. And I looked at him thinking, like, that's gross. And he's like, no, seriously, you have to try the bacon cupcake. So I go and I get the bacon cupcake. And I take a bite. And I was like, oh, let me try this again. And I take another bite, and holy moly, I was sold. You can have sweet with bacon.
Yes, you can.
That thing was delicious.
Yeah.
Yep, it was. It was amazing.
Oh, my mouth just watered.
Well, and she made the churro cupcakes that she fries. She fries the top of those cupcakes, which I don't even know how she manages to do that.
See, I didn't even try that one.
Yeah,
Me either.
She fries the top of the churro cupcakes, and then I did the apple pie cupcake. And I don't know if you tried that.
That one was really good. That was really good.
It had apple pie filling in the middle of it.
Wow.
It was really, really good.
And then she made a pina
like
colada.
really, really good.
Really, really good. And then her pina colada cupcakes. Oh my gosh, she had those little vials with alcohol in them on every little cupcake.
I saw
that was
too,
so
yeah.
cute.
Yeah, those things were so good. So we had all of that, and then we had tacos. And Daniela connected me to a taco guy from Barrio Logan called Turi's Tacos, and he is straight. They are straight up just authentic tacos. Oh my gosh!
Yes,
so good.
Yeah, even they were getting in on having a good time and connecting with people. They were so fun.
They were so fun. It was raining that day. They brought tarps. They set up in front of our house. They were just so good-spirited about not a problem that it's raining. And to me, their El Pastor, which is pork tacos, were the best El Pastor I've had.
Yes.
So good.
I agree. I mean, it was just cooked perfectly. It was like, seriously, I mean, here in San Francisco, we have what we call the real deal. But I've always said in San Diego, because you're closer to the border, it's going to be more authentic. And I was right. It was like sitting over in Mexico, my father's hometown, going, to where they make tacos and, eating. That's what those tacos tasted like. So right on. Delicious.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
And I had people, it was so cute because I'd have people coming up to me going, I had 6 tacos. I had 8 tacos. I was telling Sean,
but who's counting?
I know. I don't know why. For some reason, I was the confession, booth of how many tacos you had. That's great.
Well, then you can't have a cupcake.
And then they made quesadillas also.
So do you want to,
and he wouldn't make them in the beginning.
The
quesadillas? You know that?
Oh.
Yeah, he said, because I asked him, can I have 2 tacos and a quesadilla? And he says, I'm not making quesadillas yet because when the people see that I'm making them, that's all they're going to want, and I'm going to run out of cheese.
Which he did.
So I had to wait.
Ran out of cheese.
So Prima Eva,
I had to wait.
What you did to our taco guy with the cheese?
I went up and I said, oh, can I have a quesadilla? He said, no, you can't. And then I said, well, why not? He said, I ran out of cheese. And I said, oh, I'll be right back. I went into your refrigerator to your cheese drawer. I got a hunk of cheese out and I put it on the table, and he looked at me like, are you for real? And then I said, I brought the cheese. And he said, oh, it needs to be cut. Okay, let me borrow one of those knives. And I put on a glove and I started slicing. And, first he goes, oh, you're going to hurt yourself with those knives. And I said, just watch me. So I sliced it really thin right in front of his eyes. And he made me my quesadillas.
Yeah.
Did they hire you, sis?
He tried. He tried to hire me.
They had no idea who they were dealing with. They were dealing with you.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
The chef, he had no idea.
Then we started talking a little bit recipes. And then he started to tell me how he loves just to go home, not eat out, so his wife could cook for him. I said, well, of course, because you cook for all these other people. Of course, that's what you want to do. So, yeah. So we swapped a little bit of stories, but so he became my BFF after he got over me bringing him cheese, and he had to make me some.
Well, what I also thought was funny was when he arrived, he was talking to my husband, and somehow I think, Sean told him that I was Mexican. He's like, no, your wife is not Mexican. And so I was talking to him later.
Oh.
I met him. I'd spoken to him in Spanish. And I was like, why did you not think I'm Mexican? And he goes, No, you don't look like a Mexican person. I go, I am. And then he goes, I just thought you were some white woman who went to school to learn Spanish. I'm like, really?
No, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So,
That's
no. And then he said the same thing to you too, Eva. He didn't think that you were Mexican either.
Oh, that's right. Because then I came out, and then I said, "Hola, cómo está?" And then he looked at me like, "What?"
I know.
I said, "Yeah, we're Mexican."
Yeah.
So.
He brought his English dictionary with him.
No, but he was so nice, and the guy helping him, they were both so polite and fun.
Yeah,
and
very nice.
They were nice.
You're in San Diego,
very nice.
If you want to do a taco party at your house, I highly recommend these guys. They were so just fantastic, and they cleaned up everything, and I mean, they were just fantastic. Really, really nice.
And he also has a storefront, right? He has an actual location, taqueria. They're on Logan Avenue, right? In Barrio Logan.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, very good.
He does, and he was so concerned because I had told him that he could shut down because everybody eating their 16 tacos or however many tacos they had, and so we had a couple of people come late, and he came up and he goes, "Oh my gosh, we didn't get tacos for these 2 people," and I'm like, "That's okay, we'll figure it out." And he, even though he had shut down and cleaned up his whole operation that he brought outside, he was in my kitchen, warming up tortillas and making more tacos because he wanted to make sure that everybody had eaten. It was really
sweet. That's nice.
Yeah. It was
because he went in there and he was looking for a pan, and I was like, so obviously I don't know where the pans are yet, but I do now. So I was opening all the cupboards, so I saw everything, prima.
It's okay. I have nothing to hide.
No, except for your pans until I found them.
Yeah, they're in the cupboard. But he was great. And then the other big food hit of the party, and this was the gift from you guys for my hubby for his birthday, was we had a churro guy. So do you guys want to tell everybody about what a churro guy is? And
go ahead, sis.
Well, I think most people know what a churro is. It's, I'd be surprised if people don't know, but it's like I would say it's a Mexican beignet, but it's in a long form. But
like a hot dog.
So yeah, that's the shape of it. But it's you fry it. They make the batter, so it was a churro cart actually. And he made them in bite-sized pieces because usually you have the fire and the pot of the big pan of oil, and then you make it in a circle like a spiral, and then they take it out with a hook, and then they cut them with scissors and roll them in sugar. But this man, his contraption was just little pieces. I don't know, maybe 4 inches, 5 inches. And then he would put them in these little bags and give you I think there were about 4 or 5 little pieces in a bag. And then they had, what did he have? He had chocolate. He had dulce de leche. I think strawberry, something
cajeta.
Yeah, well, dulce de leche cajeta. And I think a Bavarian cream, and then a condensed milk type. The toppings there, and it was just, we just kept grabbing some and piping hot. They're always better. They can always reheat them in the toaster oven. But Primo was so happy with his churro cart, and it was just a group of us got together and gave him that as his gift. So
my hubby loves churros.
But I better make it clear he didn't keep the churro cart. It was just I know he would love that. His gift was the service of churros for 2 hours at the party. That's what his gift was, unlimited churros. But I'm sure he would love to have his own churro cart. Don't you think so, Prima?
Oh my God, he would love that. So what you were talking about was
oh my God,
the dipping sauces that you could dip these in. I think he said that he thinks he ate about 40 of those on the day of his birthday. But
Oh my God.
that's the thing that was so funny was people were coming up to me going, I had six tacos, I had 12 churros, and I'm like, it's all good, it's okay. You know, but
You don't have to tell me.
What?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Prima, were you charging the guests?
I don't know.
Is that what happened?
I thought there was a limit, like, how many they could have. I was going to keep them here to help them clean. I don't know, but they just...
Maybe they thought there were secret cameras around counting how much they were eating.
I don't know. But
pay at the door as you leave.
But this party was supposed to last like from 1 to 5. This party went on until 1 a.m.
Right.
Right.
Here I thought, oh, well, maybe some people are going to get in the jacuzzi. I can't get in yet, but I'm still kind of sort of convalescing still. But I had to go in and just take a little bit of a break. I went in and just laid down in the room for a bit and that's just because I'm, still recuperating. But my goodness, some people were just, I guess, did not want to leave.
No, and
it's because they're so welcoming, and we were having such a great time.
It was just
right.
It was so much fun. And then Lupita, our friend Lupita, who came down from San Jose, she brought her karaoke machine, and she has like this beautiful voice. She has such a gorgeous voice. This woman could be a professional singer. And then
totally.
And then we just sat around and did karaoke, and my bossy prima Carmen would just tell her what song she had to sing. Right?
Yes, they kept trying to get me to sing, and I can't sing. But I love to sing, and I'm just loud. That's the problem. But I do have to say this, that I never went and sang. I never got up to the microphone to sing. Everybody else did, and I lost my voice.
Yes, because you were the backup singer
because
on the couch.
That's right. She was the backup singer. Yeah.
Hey, and Prima,
for everyone.
Can you share the song that you introduced to me? Because I can't get it out of my head. Every day, my husband sings a song. Every morning. This is how
the Baby Shark song?
Yes. Please share this with our listeners.
Oh, my God. Prima. Okay, well, before I tell them, so last night I posted on his wall. He has to go see it. There's another version of Baby Shark that I could totally see Primo doing. So everybody knows the song about Baby Shark. I'm sure everybody does. At least, I think Friday night, Wyatt, Sean's brother, and Chris, his sister-in-law, and the kids came over, and Papa Head also, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so Sean and Diana's niece and nephew, you just love them. You look at them and it's like you just go to them because they have the best smile, the twinkle in their eyes. They're just beautiful children. And so they were coming up to me, and I didn't know, maybe we should sing a song. And so then the first song that popped out obviously was Baby Shark. I said, do you know the song? Baby Shark, da-da-da-da-da-da, Baby Shark, da-da-da-da-da. I can't sing anymore because then somebody might hear me on the radio and want to do a record. But anyway, it goes through the baby, through the mama, through the papa, the grandpa, the grandma, and it just does all this thing. Those little kids got that song on the first try. And they marched out of the house singing that song. So the kids also decided to do karaoke, and they decided to sing a song to Sean. and they sang Baby Shark. They were and he wanted to kill me, but I just sat there looking pretty and smiled.
Well, thanks a lot, because every morning since you guys left, he's getting up and he's doing the whole hand move or the arm movement. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this song is like, it's just every day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He did that. He did that on Monday. We were still there. My honey and I were still there, but Carmen and her family had already left. And he started doing Baby Shark. And then I looked at him and he goes, oh, yeah, wrong sister.
Tell him to look on Facebook, please. It's hilarious. And when you see it, you are going to laugh, because you will picture him doing the Baby Shark song like that.
Yeah, it was.
You're gonna die, Prima.
Yeah, it was so much fun, because I can't sing either, but I got up there a couple of times, and Lupita was great because she was like the perfect person to have for a karaoke party, because she was helping all the rest of us. She was so gentle and kind with those of us who can't sing enough.
She really was.
She was so nice.
It was like, I want to sing this song, but you better sing with me, Lupita. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we sang karaoke. We were having so much fun. And then in addition to Lupita, who knew, one of Sean's friends that he's had forever, he actually performs Broadway musicals or local musicals, local theater. So he's belting out Phantom of the Opera. And we're like, what?
He had an amazing voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they did a duet. So, and a lot of the music that Lupita sings is in Spanish. So that was it was just so beautiful. And it just reminded me so much of growing up and having mariachis that would come to parties. But this was better. I mean, Lupita was amazing, and everybody that sang with her. So I was just so grateful. And because this was going on, and because all the taco guys left all the taco food that they had left over, and then we also had churros that were left over, and we had cake and cupcakes, people had second dinners. And it's okay.
Right.
Names, it's
right.
Fine. They would get plated.
And did they go up and tell you how many more they ate?
No, because then they were getting creative. They were doing nachos with carne asada or pastor, or they were just doing plain pastor. Like, they were getting super creative. I can't remember who I said, maybe I should go heat up tortillas. And I don't know if it was you, Eva, or Carmen, that said, nope, just let them be. And so I let them be. And they just.
Yeah, it's the best thing. Yeah.
But there were
the leftovers at a party are best.
But they were also being a little bit spiritual, and I'm talking about the liquid spirits too.
Oh, yes, we forgot to mention my husband made sangria, and then other things happened. So do you want to talk about the tequila? Because Prima, you're the reason why we have tequila like we do now.
Yeah, well, people were just drinking tequila. I was not a part of that night.
Neither was I.
But the sangria was delicious. I had a little bit of the sangria, but yeah, I was just like, just trying to pretend that I knew nothing about tequila. So I would just walk by and look and keep walking. But yeah, they seemed like they were killing some of the bottles there. That was interesting.
Papa Head, I know that Carlos went and said to Papa Head that he asked him if he wanted a shot of tequila, and Papa Head was like, no. And he says, just a little shot. You don't have to eat the whole thing or drink the whole thing. He says, okay. So Carlos had a shot with Papa Head. Papa Head drank his shot and walked away. And Carlos comes looking for him and says, what happened to you? He says, oh, no. He says, one is more than enough. And I knew if I stayed there, you were going to offer me more. So I came over here. So he thinks it's safe with us women. He just doesn't realize what kind of trouble he can get into with us.
Yeah.
No, but there was tequila tastings and lots of conversations going. But again, nobody misbehaved, even though there was tequila being poured. I mean, everybody was.
Oh, no. Yeah, it was
friendly.
Yeah, very nice flow.
Yeah. Now, the one thing that we didn't do was we had 2 piñatas. We had a Don Julio bottle, and we had a Cookie Monster because my husband is the biggest Cookie Monster ever. And people kept asking, and it was raining outside, when are you going to break the piñatas? And we never did. I still have. So I don't know what's going to happen to this piñata. This Don Julio.
Well, it didn't rain the whole time, but I think he purposely waited, to be asked when it was raining, so he wouldn't have to break his piñatas. That's what I think. I think he kind of was planning it that way.
Well, it's full of candy, and then he had all those liquor bottles, so it's full of tiny little liquor bottles.
Yes.
So I gave it to a kid to have at their party. So I'm like, what are we going to do with this thing? So, because I think it has 6 pounds of candy.
Well, he'll be happy with that.
Oh, no. Well, and he's also decided that the Cookie Monster cannot, he had told us we couldn't put any candy that day in the Cookie Monster. And now he's kept the Cookie Monster, and he has the Cookie Monster actually sitting on one of his motorcycles, and he's decided that it's his new bestie.
Oh, my God.
It's so cute. He posted a picture today.
I saw it, and it's perfect.
It's hysterical.
It's perfect.
And again, we found this piñata lady on Yelp here in San Diego, and she was darling. We went to her store, and she had so many amazing piñatas. They were so cute. So, so cute.
Well, the 2 that you got were really cute. They were very well made.
They're very well made, and she cut it for us because there's a very specific way to cut a piñata so that when you hang it, the candy won't fall out early until it's broken. So, but Primo was very funny because he was like, nobody is going to hit my Cookie Monster. You can't put good candy in it. It can't be hit.
That's great. I didn't know that was, don't look at my Cookie Monster.
No, he was like, absolutely no way. It reminded me of one of my youngest son. One of the birthday parties that we were at, we had gotten a Winnie the Pooh piñata, and he was, I don't know, he's like probably 2 or 3 years old, and the kid started hitting the Winnie the Pooh, and he started crying and screaming. He's like, no, Winnie Pooh. So it's just.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that is hilarious. That's a great story, Prima.
Yeah, it was. So, I mean, I think that we probably would have had tears out of Sean if we would have been hitting Cookie Monster. So it's really like, okay. We won't.
I'm sure, yeah.
So I don't know, Primas. I think we're going to have to come back because we didn't finish our party. I'm just saying, the piñata never got touched.
Oh, that's right. We need to go back then.
Yep. I think
go back for that.
I think we have to have another party for that. But again, you guys, thank you both so much. It was just so much fun to have you both here. And it was late, like when we finished that party. And then Carmen, you guys flew home the next morning. I was so sad. I almost cried when you left. So
I know. And I want to say that, Prima, the whole time we were there went by so darn fast that I wish there was more time for us to have spent that weekend. Obviously, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but if your doorbell rings, don't look out the peephole. Just open it and move out of the way because we may end up moving with you.
Oh,
it was so nice. It was so nice just being there, and we've been missing you so much, you and Primo, and I'm just happy we made it. We definitely will be going back. But the most important thing that you did to me, which touched my heart, was that you gave me your blessing when we were leaving. And before we went to San Diego, the day before, I had to take my dad to run some errands. So I asked him for his blessing. And then I called my mom the day of, and I asked her for her blessing. So you having blessed me to make sure I was safe, home, I really appreciate, and I thank you, and it filled my heart.
Aww.
Love you.
Love you too. And just something my mom
she's such a nice. She's a nice sister, isn't she?
She is. She is.
Until I pull your hair. No. But we had such a wonderful, seriously, it was such a wonderful time, and everybody was, before the party, we were all so sarcastic with each other, weren't we?
Oh my gosh, we were kind of out of control, but I did something different this time that I think I've never done before with any of the parties that we've had, is that we've been really hoping that it wouldn't rain, and we got up and it was pouring. And I just remember looking outside and going, okay, God, it's raining. It's supposed to rain for some reason. It's going to be okay. It's going to be a great party. And then I got a text because I had somebody that was going to come and help, like, take care of our guests so that, people could make sure people had drinks and were taken care of and stuff, so that I could really not be much of a hostess and just really attend. And I got a text kind of at the last minute saying he couldn't make it. And I was like, okay, God, it's still going to be a great party. So normally I would have taken those two things and let them just put me into a flurry. And I was like, no, it's going to be a good party. And I think a lot of my ability to be able to say that was because you two were there. And I was like, I got my house. It's going to be fine. It's going to be so fine.
Yeah.
And, Sean and I have talked about it, and we both think that the party was so much fun because it was in the house and it was a smaller area than if we would have been outside. We feel like people would have been more scattered. And we think that's why there was such a great connection, that the rain actually served us.
Oh, yeah.
That's very true. That I agree with you guys.
Yes, I think it was just a really good lesson for me to be just like, okay, all right, it's going to be okay. So, because it was, and from the bottom of my heart, I do think that the reason why I was able to just let it go and be like, yeah, it's going to be great. Carmen's in the house. Eva's in the house. Lonana's in the house. It's going to be, Carla's in the house.
We have your back. We have your back.
It's going to be fun.
So you can't have any more parties without us.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't want to have parties without you guys. No way. Because people are going to be like, oh, that's right. You're the boring one. We forgot. Because the other two make it so fun.
And also, Prima, you one little thing you forgot to say was that, how you're the Prima, the unknown Prima, that are you really our Prima? And my hair proves to you that we are related, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Absolutely. We absolutely are. So you guys, it's, I can't believe that we're already out of time. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for sharing my husband's birthday party with me. It was so much fun. And for being on my show 2 weekends on a row, and just, oh my God, it was just so fun. And, I think sharing with our listeners how much fun you can have at any age, and location and miles don't separate us when your heart is connected.
Right.
I love that. Yes.
So
thank you. Thank you for including us in every step that you did. And, you're both special. And, of course, Sophia, very special. And thank you for including us and having me and Tony be a part of it all. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
And ditto over here.
Thank you. Okay, primas. Listeners, thank you so much for listening. Remember to add the most important ingredient to every recipe you make, your love. Thank you for tuning in to Molé Mama, Cooking with Love. And as my mama always said to me as we said our goodbyes, que Dios te bendiga, may God bless you. Many thanks to our producer, Brittany, tonight. Thank you. Soul to Soul with Nancy Newman is up next, so please stay tuned.
Thank you for tuning in to Molé Mama. Remember to add love to every recipe you make. It is your secret ingredient. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and check out our YouTube channel and make those yummy recipes for your loved ones and connect and have fun and enjoy. Que Dios te bendiga. May God bless you.